Hey guys, this is Wanda, the traveling Dutchie, coming right at you from beautiful Costa Rica. In today's video, we're going to chat about what to do when you test positive for COVID in Costa Rica. Everybody's nightmare, right? Well, strangely enough, the Costa Rica government doesn't give a lot of info as to what to do when this happens and how you can return back home. So I will answer questions like what procedure to follow, do my fellow travelers need to be in quarantine with me, what do I need to do to get home, how do I get supplies when I'm in quarantine, and some more helpful tips. But first, if you're new to this channel, I'm a Dutch expat and I've been living in Costa Rica for 17 years. With my channel, I'd like to help anybody that is looking to travel to Costa Rica, to live in Costa Rica, or looking to travel and work online. I have almost 200 different videos on many different subjects, so be sure to subscribe and tick that little bell icon so you actually receive a notification every time I upload a new video. But let's get into it, you guys. So you've gone on a wonderful Costa Rican vacation and returning back home, whether that is the US or Canada or some countries in Europe, you need to present a negative COVID test to be able to fly home. It turns out you test positive for COVID. What happened and what do you do? So you will receive an email. Your test results will be an email that will say you tested positive. Then the government will be notified of this, and the government is going to email you as well with a quarantine order. You will receive it from the Ministry of Health, and there it will show how many days you need to be quarantined. It's anywhere from 7 to 10 days, depending on how severe your symptoms are. So people that have no symptoms will often get a 7-day quarantine. I'm aware that the recently revised CDC recommendation for quarantine is 5 days, but this is only applicable in the United States, all right? Doesn't apply for Costa Rica. Here in Costa Rica, it's between 7 or 10 days. The quarantine starts the day you had your positive test, and Costa Rica doesn't have specific quarantine hotels. So where you go sort of depends on the situation, because some people get tested at their hotel. So if you receive a positive test while you still haven't checked out, then the government would like you to stay there. However, most people actually test at the San Jose airport or the Liberia airport, so they've already left their hotel or vacation rental. So you get to pick. Choose wisely, right? You're going to be in quarantine. You cannot leave. So my recommendation is to pick an Airbnb with a private pool that you can keep yourself entertained. I say this because as a co-owner of a travel company, we've had some clients test positive. And of course, we helped them with their stay. And one client decided to stay in a hotel room. And obviously, that gets very small and depressing after a while. So make sure you have accommodation that's actually going to make it easier to stay a bit entertained. Now, the Ministry of Health is supposed to call you and do check-in calls to make sure that you're actually staying there. So I suggest to just stay there, don't risk it, because there's some really high fines if they catch you not where you were supposed to be, and ranging anywhere from $700 up to $4,000. So obviously you wanna stay put. Then be sure that you also pick a place where they can deliver food for you, or where the reception can help you bring food to your room, or you can pay them to go to the nearest grocery store for you. Obviously this is all extremely important. A lot of people ask me if they travel with a group, does everybody in the group need to stay in quarantine? No, that is not the case. If other people in the group test negative and they don't show any symptoms, they can just go home. But obviously it would be nice for at least one person to stay with this poor soul that needs to stay alone in quarantine. Keep in mind, you need to pay for all the expenses, right? Like the food, the hotel, you name it. There's travel insurance companies that actually cover these costs, at least a hotel stay. Be careful, a lot of them don't. As a co-owner of a travel company, I actually have a great recommendation for fantastic travel insurance that has excellent coverage. that actually has great customer service in case you need to file a claim, which would, in this case would be the case. And they have affordable rates. So if you want to find out which company that is and receive a free quote, just go in the description box below this video, scroll down, there's a button that says more, and you will see text written there with a link to this company. Check it out, it will save you a lot of money. And I also want to point out, if the Costa Rica government tells you to stay in quarantine for 7 days, be sure to check your airline's policies, because a lot of airlines actually require for you to be 14-day quarantine. And so that's something the CDC determined. So you want to be sure that you follow their guidelines as well. Now the big question, what do you do? How do you get back home? What do you do when your quarantine days are over? So you're supposed to get an email from the Ministry of Health, but I've noticed that doesn't always happen. So don't worry, what you would need to do is get a signed letter from a healthcare provider here in Costa Rica. So you either go to a private clinic or hospital that shows your proof of recovery and that you have been cleared for travel. So you will travel with your positive test and this letter. And according to the CDC, you cannot test. Like, for example, a lot of people think that when they're in quarantine, they're gonna keep testing because the moment they test negative, they get to leave. You have to stay the entire days of your quarantine, even if you test negative. So just play it safe and follow the procedure. Besides, a lot of people don't know where the testing facility at the San Jose airport is. Again, there's not a lot of information out there. It's very bizarre. But once you get to the airport, it's kind of clear. It's a small airport, so basically you keep following the signs of international departure, and eventually you're gonna see a huge parking lot, and then there's gonna be kind of like a roundabout. You will see the domestic terminal. So this is where you will see a sign of the testing center, and it's this white dome. Now keep in mind, it is very important that you make an appointment. So you need to be at the airport to check in 3 hours prior to your flight. Since the antigen test results come back within an hour, that means you need to be at the testing facility 4 hours prior to your flight. Then within an hour, you receive your test result, and then from there, you can take the shuttle, because it's not inside the airport, it's like next to the airport. So then you take the shuttle back to the airport, and that's where you check in and go through security and everything like that. So be sure to make that online appointment. I'll put the link as to where you can make this appointment online, because you have to schedule the time and you have to prepay, and then you receive the confirmation, and then you show up with that paper or on your phone. That's totally fine. So be sure to schedule the right time. I've had many people that scheduled it too late and they missed their flight. So you don't want to do that. All right. I think I answered most of the questions. If I didn't, obviously I'm always happy to help. So leave your question in the comment section below. If there's a topic I haven't touched on and you would like me to do a video on that, just let me know again in the comment section below. I am always happy to help. But you also want to check out my channel. Like I said, I have almost 200 different videos, and so I might already have done a video on your subject. Just click on my name, Wanda the Traveling Dutchie, click on videos, and there they will all come up. You can use the filter to search for different subjects as well. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Ciao from Costa Rica. Pura vida!